I have had the privilege of a life filled with physical challenges and difficulties. I understand now, because through the observation of these pains and injuries and the design of my own treatment, what I proudly call the Terol method came to be. At the age of 11, I started my training as a professional ballerina. I married very young, but I never left the world of dance. When I was 39, I had a car accident that left me in a hospital bed for 2 months. The recovery was extremely complicated. I broke several ribs, as well as the maxillofacial and orbital bones. The brain concussion was so severe that I was at the risk of losing my sight and the mobility of my jaw, so the doctor didn't dare perform surgery on my face. Several weeks went by before they finally operated on me. Even though the doctors forbade all physical movement and exercise, I started to work my body. A year after the accident, when I was starting to feel fully recovered, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. After the surgery and the radiation, the process of recovering mobility from my waist up was extremely difficult. Not long after that, I ruptured my knee ligaments and I had my entire leg in a cast. A few years later, when I was just starting to feel healthy and strong again, I had a breast checkup at which I was expecting a full discharge. Instead, my ovaries and uterus were filled with tumors and cysts. I had emergency surgery a couple of days later. I started my recovery and began to develop, little by little, a technique that would allow me to continue a physical workout in spite of the scar tissue and the pain. I learned to isolate the muscle chains while avoiding the use of the damaged parts in my body. Even through the surgeries and post-recovery periods, I continue my teaching and therapy work, and I continue to transmit to my patients all the knowledge I acquired during those times.
Nada más que la espalda, que es de lo que se trata. Ya sabemos que hay tantísima gente con dolores de espalda.
Before and after these events, I was hired to appear on several television shows to share my knowledge of the body and of how to acquire a correct corporal posture.
Yo he tenido varias operaciones importantes, un accidente de coche bastante grave. Entonces, siempre que me he encontrado en esa situación, en el proceso de recuperación, yo me he negado a dejar de hacer ejercicio.
I kept sharing what I learned during this process with my patients.
Apoyando la mano siempre puede abrir las piernas. Yo busco la postura que les pido yo tanto que tengan en cuenta, que es la postura correcta. Y no es fácil.
I realized that I was developing a powerful technique that could be applied to anybody's ailment. People with serious pathologies, with chronic pain and complicated diagnosis that had not been healed through surgery or any other treatment alternatives, sought my help. Applying the same technique that I had developed to heal myself, their ailments also healed.
Tengo que aprender a caminar, mis posturas, cómo me siento, cómo debe estar mi cabeza y a relajar, ¿vale?
I have worked with hundreds of patients with all sorts of physical problems.
Me dolía todo el cuerpo en general.
Tengo lesión en el cuello, pues bueno, desde C3, C4, C5 y C6.
¿Dolores de espalda continuos?
Tengo 2 hernias discales, tengo 3 pinzamientos.
Yo tenía una ciática constante en la pierna izquierda.
Escoliosis. Tengo muchos dolores de espalda.
Y dolores que no conseguía quitar.
Cuando llegaba a casa, pues es que me daban ganas de quitarme la pierna y colgarla.
Y tener que andar con relajantes musculares, antiinflamatorios.
Yo lloraba del dolor y que María José lo vio cuando yo recién llegué.
And I have learned invaluable lessons from each and every one of them.
Porque ahora cuando noto alguna molestia, me acuerdo inmediatamente de vuestras indicaciones, lo hago y se me olvida y a la hora no me duele.
I have had the privilege
Me ha cambiado la vida.
Me siento yo muy bien, pero de verdad.
witnessing the healing process of a tremendous variety of pathologies.
Tener yo en mi poder la capacidad de yo curarme a mí misma, ¿sabes? Es alucinante, a mí me ha cambiado la vida.
I have dedicated many hours and great patience to the progress of each of them. Obviously, during this time, I have developed a very important capacity for observation and diagnosis.
¿Quién dice que estás en tu sitio? ¿María José Terol? No. Tu espejo.
Today I see a person's body and I immediately recognize the deficiencies, the misalignments and their causes. Poor posture in the majority of cases. It has been my patients who have encouraged me to divulge the method that has transformed their lives, and I have felt the responsibility of sharing my knowledge.
Pues que tu madre es un genio. Que ha inventado un método que es extraordinario.
Y es que yo veía los ejercicios, cómo los estaba haciendo, digo, es que es verdad, es que son mágicos.
Y me parece revolucionario.
Bueno, no es después del método, yo creo que el método es de por vida.
Este método es espectacular.
Las satisfacciones que da es mucho más allá de lo que inviertes haciéndolo.
Aparentemente sencillo, pero con unos resultados casi milagrosos.
Y es buenísimo.
Llega alguien como María José Terol y de repente te da una vida nueva, una vida sin dolor, o sea, tú de estar por donde pisa María José.
I am absolutely sure that making the method available to new instructors and patients will bring as much satisfaction to them as it has to me.